you have to offer this world that you just cannot catch a break. Well, guess what? I'm not going down like that.
I have done nothing wrong, and I expect that there will be an opportunity for us to say more. I'm also fully cooperating with the investigation, and I look forward to the opportunity to vindicate myself.
The indictment returned by the grand jury describes a corrupt scheme in which the defendants used bribes, mail fraud, wire fraud, and other illegal practices to manipulate and corruptly influence the levers of local government.
Somebody going to jail.
Welcome to 2025. Mayor Sheng Thao, or should I say, former Mayor Sheng Thao. It's official. Federal prosecutors have laid out charges against Oakland's recalled mayor in a stunning announcement. Turns out all the whispers about corruption wasn't just gossip. They were a prelude to one of the wildest political scandals Oakland has seen in many years. The feds have pulled back the curtain and the details are extremely messy. So grab your popcorn because we're going to be diving into the juicy details of this scandal. Let's get into it. Sheng Thao came into Oakland politics like the hero the city needed. She was a symbol of change, but her story quickly turned into a corrupt politician's playbook. Back in June, things started to go south. Like, way south. FBI agents rolled up to her house for an early morning raid, probably interrupting her coffee and toast. They also raided properties connected to the Duong family, who owns California Waste Solutions. They're not very clean either. They're pretty corrupt as well. The feds also took Tao's phone and her partner's phone, looking at all those juicy texts and emails. Oakland residents didn't just vote Sheng Thao out. They kicked her out like that Christmas tree at the first of the year. The recall happened because people were tired of what they called questionable leadership, which is a polite way of saying she's messing everything up.
And I just feel like it's the city of Oakland is there any place left that is safe?
There's not 1 week goes by that we don't get robbed somewhere, but if this keeps happening, you're not going to have those small businesses here in Oakland.
It's simply poor judgment on her part. Just absolutely poor judgment.
The retired judge claims the mayor's first mistake was firing the popular Oakland police chief, LaRon Armstrong.
Former Oakland police chief LaRon Armstrong is speaking out 2 days after he was fired by Mayor Sheng Thao.
The mayor's failure to fight for the Oakland community.
That report said the chief and his department failed to hold Sergeant Michael Chung responsible for 2 alleged cover-ups.
To write a sensationalized report.
Oakland police announced an increase in smash and grab robberies of people sitting in their cars.
The suspect breaks the passenger side window and grabs the driver's belongings.
People are getting desperate. So, unfortunately, with no police chief, they take advantage of the opportunity of no police being out there.
Oakland has the worst 911 response times out of any city and county in California. Some people tell us they get busy signals or are stuck on hold for 20 minutes or longer. That's during an emergency.
This senior has lived in Oakland for more than 6 decades. Marguerite Risher says crime has never been this bad.
I'm scared to walk the streets at night. I can't go to the store.
Oakland police reports violent crime went up by 21% in 2023 compared to 2022.
We got phone calls from everywhere, from all states, from different politicians, from everywhere. And the one phone call that we never get was from the city of Oakland.
Rising crime, mismanaged budgets, and promises that never made it past her campaign flyers with just the appetizers. But here's the main course. The shady stuff everyone was whispering about wasn't just smoke, it was a dumpster fire. After she was recalled, it turns out Thao wasn't just unpopular, she was allegedly doing some side hustle involving some good old-fashioned corruption. Turns out the FBI has been watching her moves for months. Remember Thao went full "I'm innocent, I swear" mode in public? She said that she wasn't even the target of the investigation, and she was just cooperating like a good citizen.
I can tell you with confidence that this investigation is not about me. I have not been charged with the crime, and I am confident that I will not be charged with the crime because I am innocent.
Fast forward to now, turns out that she was the target and the feds have receipts. So, what did she allegedly do? Here's where things get juicy. Federal prosecutors are accusing Sheng Thao of being a center of a corruption scheme that is just so ridiculous. Imagine a pyramid scheme, but instead of selling vitamins or essential oils, we've got tax-funded contracts and political favors flying around like confetti at a parade.
As stated in the indictment, former Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao and longtime companion Andre Jones accepted those bribes and sought to live up to their end of the scheme. Sheng Thao committed to extend the contract of the recycling company and buying housing units from business owned by the Duongs, while Andre Jones received these payments. As often the case, the accused left a money trail from their deceptive acts of corruption.
The indictment alleges that Thao, along with her partner Andre Jones, entered into a corrupt scheme with the Thao family, the owners of California Waste Solutions. The charges include bribes, mail fraud, and wire fraud. basically the greatest hits collection of corruption. It all started back in 2022, the mayoral election, with Thao allegedly making promises to the Duong family in exchange for their financial backing. These promises reportedly included extended Oakland's recycling contract with California Waste Solutions, also helping to appoint a high-level city official to benefit the Duong family, and agreeing to purchase housing units for their businesses. In return, the Duong family allegedly financed negative mailer campaigns targeting Thao's political rivals and funneled $95,000 to Jones through a no-show job. These payments, disguised as wages, were part of a broader scheme to secure the Duong family's influence in Oakland's city's government.
The public needs to know it can trust those in charge of City Hall to work for the best interests of the people of Oakland. This public trust is broken when elected officials agree to a pay-to-play system to benefit themselves. This indictment reaffirms the commitment of this office to root out, investigate, and prosecute corruption in our local governments.
The indictment paints a picture of the classic pay-to-play politics that, at this point, we all come to know and understand, especially if you're following this channel. And then there's Thao's partner, Andre Jones. According to prosecutors, Jones received checks from some of these shady players. And what's Sheng Thao's defense in all this? She claims Jones had no involvement in her administration.
No wonder no one believes you.
And what makes it even more laughable is that one of Sheng Thao's closest aides at the time came out and directly contradicted her. This aide, who worked closely with both Thao and Jones, revealed that Jones was in fact very important to the administration.
The former confidant of the mayor spoke out.
Rania Webb worked closely with and had access to Sheng Tao that few people had for a year and 4 months. Webb served as Tao's right-hand person, working as chief of staff when Thao was the District 4 council member. Webb says she volunteered and spent countless hours on Tao's mayoral campaign in 2022. She says she also led Tao's transition team after Thao won the election.
A lot of what's coming out now is the reason I resigned shortly thereafter winning the election.
She was more sad than surprised about FBI agents raiding Tao's home on Thursday.
I wasn't surprised. I was like, finally the truth is coming out.
Webb accuses Tao's boyfriend, Andre Jones, of being the mastermind and running pay-to-play schemes during Tao's campaign for mayor and after she won.
I had found out that Andre, her boyfriend, was promising people jobs in our administration, promising people appointments on different commissions and boards from out of the mouths of people that told me they were promised positions, they were promised board positions, and at the mouth of what they would always, Andre, that was who they would say, Andre promised me this.
So the whole he had no role defense is just flimsy and is practically nonsense. When your own inner circle is dropping receipts that you're trying to deny, it's a bad look. It's like trying to convince everyone that the dog didn't eat your homework while holding up the chewed up paper in your hand. The federal agents didn't just mess around. They dove headfirst, raiding homes, seizing phones, and subpoenaing campaign records. This indictment revealed a paper trail of bribes and promises that might as well has been scribbled on neon signs. Prosecutors say that the Duong family used their influence to turn Oakland's government into their own personal playground, and Thao and Jones were more than willing to play along. Let's talk about the Duong family because they're not just a part of this mess, they're practically the architects. They're the puppet masters. The Duong family owns California Waste Solutions, which handles Oakland's recycling, but apparently their business dealings went far beyond just sorting cans and bottles. Their track record includes allegations of political meddling, backroom deals, and questionable practices that obviously made them really infamous in certain circles. This family that runs the California Waste Solutions. Andy is under investigation by Public Ethics Commission for allegedly using straw donors to funnel money to political candidates.
After opening a solid waste and recycling company called Vietnam Waste Solutions. Our story in 2015 featured Andy Duong, whose home on Viewcrest Court was raided earlier this morning. Over the years, Andy Duong has become a regular face in local, state, and national politics. He helped organize a trip to Vietnam last year that included local delegates, including Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao. Andy Duong's Instagram also shows him standing side by side with some of the country's most powerful politicians, including President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Prosecutors are saying that the Duong family didn't just want Sheng Thao elected, they wanted a mayor in their pocket. Allegedly, they funneled money into the campaign, knowing that the investment would pay off in some form of the lucrative city contracts. It wasn't charity. It was a strategy. And this was not their first rodeo. The Duong family has a history of influencing politicians to secure favorable deals. Sources have pointed out that they have reached out to other city officials in the past, always with the same goal, to keep their contracts and influences locked down. And what's their playbook? Grease the wheels of political campaigns with financial support and sit back and watch the contracts roll in. This is corruption 101. I scratch your back, you scratch yours. Or in this case, fund my campaign and I'll make sure that your contracts stay golden. It's the political handshake with the big old wink, wink, nod, nod, and is exactly the kind of issue that eroded trust in Oakland's leadership. Now, Thao is still saying she did nothing wrong and plans to prove it in court. In her words, she's cooperating fully with the investigation and looking forward to vindicating herself. Now, this part doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering just a couple of weeks ago, she said that this investigation isn't even about me. It made no sense at all. But we'll see what happens. What's frustrating is how predictable all this feels, especially if you live in Oakland where the crime is still high, things are still bad. Obviously, you kicked the mayor out, that's good. The damage that she left in their wake is going to take a lot of time to fix. And then also the Duong family, with their history of bending political systems to their will, have long been a looming presence in Oakland politics. From cozying up to politicians to pushing contracts that benefit their bottom line, their tactics have been an open secret. Adding a mayor who made bold promises but ended up just being as compromised, it's no wonder people feel betrayed. This is a system that allows this mess to happen. For years, Oakland Public Ethics Commission have been waving red flags about the shady campaign finances and insider dealings, but scandals like this keep popping up like weeds. The Duong family have mastered this art of political influence, and the Thao's administration seems to be just another chapter in their playbook. So the feds already had their press conference. They revealed the extent of this alleged corruption to emphasize how these schemes just destroyed public trust and vowed to hold everyone involved responsible. So this is not just the Sheng Thao situation. This is the message that pay-to-play politics won't be tolerated. At least don't get caught doing it. Obviously, you could bet that this story isn't over. Whether Thao end up behind bars or pull some dramatic courtroom victory, we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think about this. Sheng Thao went from Oakland's mayor to probably one of the more controversial political figures in Oakland's history. So this is going to be extremely interesting, especially the indictment. So there's going to be a lot to keep you updated on. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.